Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm one of the police officers that works in the building.
Is it? Have you got some ID?
Have you got any ID?
Okay, you're a police officer asking me. I don't need ID.
Right, I'd like to know what you're doing flying a drone in the police car park.
Because I wanted to. So if you don't have a warrant card.
I do have a warrant card.
Okay, so I need to see that then.
Right.
There you go. Not that difficult, was it?
Right. Why have you got to be like this?
I'm not being like this. You're just.
A conversation with me.
No, you're not. You're saying I can't do this, I can't do that. Hey, how you doing?
Asking why you're flying a drone over a police building.
Because I wanted to.
Well,
It's a police premises.
it's a
Okay.
premises.
You don't own the airspace.
No, but it's a secure building. You've got to understand that looks like a massive security risk. If
Does
you're
it?
flying a drone or...
So what security risk do you think I'm going to pose?
Well, we don't know that, do we?
What's the security risk?
Why are you being so argumentative?
I'm not being argumentative. I'm asking you.
Very nice.
Sorry.
And asking you politely.
Okay.
Please don't fly the drone over the building.
Okay, so
you could be liable to be searched under the Terrorism Act.
Terrorism Act.
Yeah.
The officer's reaction to the drone was pure overreach. Instead of calmly handling it, they jumped straight to vague security claims, trying to shut down what they clearly didn't understand. The auditor was right to remind them that the sky isn't police property, yet the officers cared more about flexing authority than following real regulations. And then comes a kicker. They drag in the Terrorism Act, as if a tiny legal drone suddenly makes someone a threat. That's not suspicion, that's intimidation. Twisting serious laws just to silence a camera isn't law enforcement. It's misuse of power, plain and simple.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so what part of that act says that flying a drone, as required to by law, falls into the
Well, it's
Terrorism Act?
common sense, don't you think?
No, it's not. Hold on, you've just cited the Terrorism Act.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So what part of the Terrorism Act says that I can't fly a drone over the airspace above your building?
Well, all police buildings, all buildings that
right, I get what you're saying, but if you're
have
saying
detrimental effect for someone. Well, I'm not.
right,
You don't look like you are, but I don't know. You could be someone who's looking
I'm
to cause
sorry, I don't
trouble.
want to interrupt. Obviously, you're recording.
yes, 100%.
Yeah, which you're entitled to do.
Yeah.
I don't have my body cam on me. I've
No,
identified myself, so
okay.
I'm going to record you as well. Just
Is that a personal phone?
Yeah, well, they can take. Is that a
Just-
personal phone?
Yeah, but you're under GDPR regulations, so you need to make sure you make a copy of that available if I request it.
Yep.
Okay,
As
so-
would be with other.
But I don't have a problem if you
That's
filming
fine,
me.
just
It's
for
totally
transparency.
fine. Just so long as when I make my freedom of information request that's available.
And I will supply
Okay.
this footage
Awesome.
straight to everyone.
The crucial point is simple. Any data gathered during a police interaction must be stored securely, logged properly, and available if the person asks for it under a subject access request. The auditor was right. If an officer uses a personal phone, that footage still has to be retrievable. Ignoring this isn't a minor slip. It's a GDPR violation that can trigger disciplinary action or even legal fallout. That's exactly why officers are expected to stick to bodicums, which are designed for accountability and proper data handling.
Officer, am I being detained?
Well, we stop an account.
Am I
You're
being
accounting
detained?
for your actions
Am
at
I
the
being
moment.
detained? It's yes or no. I'll ask you one more time, and
You're free to go.
Yeah, if I'm
You're free to go.
If I'm free to go, then I'm free to stay. Okay, it's as simple as that.
You're free to go.
Right, you've cited the terrorism legislation, but you've not told me what part of that legislation that I may be.
Can I speak, please?
Of course you can.
You are being detained under the Terrorism
Okay,
Act.
what part of the Terrorism Act?
Well, I believe it's section 43.
Okay, and what are your grounds for that?
You're flying a drone. You've been very obstructive to us.
Okay.
We're trying to have a
Is that-
conversation.
is that grounds?
I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to.
No, you stop. You're infringing on my rights at the moment.
Can I please?
Okay, and you're misusing legislation, and
I'm
you're
not.
going to make yourself party to a civil claim, and then there'll be professional standards
Well, I
involved.
would rather be safe than sorry. You're flying an aircraft over a police
Correct.
building.
Technically, I didn't go over the police building. No, I won't let you finish because you're infringing on my rights at the moment.
Ferguson. I'm based at Bow Mounted Branch Stables. I've shown you my warrant card yet again because obviously you're going to want to see it again. There is my warrant card. Okay, I've told you you're being searched.
You're not talking about being searched.
Right, you're detained.
You're unlawfully searching me.
I'm not unlawfully.
You're unlawfully searching me. Why are you grabbing me like that?
Because
You're
you're being
assaulting me.
detained. I'm not. I've told
Okay,
you
you don't need to do that. Okay.
Right.
Detaining the auditor under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act was a clear stretch. That law only applies when there's real suspicion of terrorist activity, and flying a drone or being difficult doesn't even come close. One officer had already said the auditor was free to go, yet moments later another jumped in with an unlawful detention. That's not sound policing. That's a knee-jerk power move, showing more interest in control than in applying the law correctly.
You have messed up big time. And this shows you all...
We're just doing our job, sir.
No, you're not. You've infringed on my rights and you've misused the legislation.
Well... No, we haven't.
Yes, you have.
Absolutely.
What part of Section 43?
I'm not going to explain it.
No, because you can't explain it and you've not explained it.
I'm not going to
You've
explain
abused
it
the legislation, mate.
You're just being a complete
100%.
idiot.
But you know what? Keep doing it, because it will be the exact same way with Section 44 and it will get repealed. And as I say, you guys have had it bad enough already. You're not making it easier on yourself. Over 800 officers being investigated.
What's that got to do with your drone being flown
Because
over
what I'm
here?
saying is, yeah, you had an opportunity to come up to me and have a decent conversation.
We tried.
And we could have educated you.
We tried.
But you've decided to misuse the legislation.
We tried.
You've not listened to a
We've
word I've
really
said.
tried.
And you've abused my rights.
From the moment I arrived.
No, because you came out with Section 43 return.
And this is where we are.
Nah, you misused the legislation. And as you can see...
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, that could be any website.
It's from the CAA, so it's fine.
I don't know what
it's
that
fine,
is.
because see when a civil claim goes in...
This moment is jaw-dropping and shows just how unprepared some officers are when it comes to drone laws. The auditor calmly pulls up the official CAA site proving it's allowed to fly, yet the officer shrugs it off with, "That could be any website." Even worse, he admits, "I don't know what that is." Think about that. An officer detaining someone over drone use doesn't even recognize the very body that regulates UK airspace. That's not just ignorance, it's incompetence. And instead of checking the facts, he dismisses them, exposing how rights can be trampled by sheer misunderstanding.
That'll be used in evidence to show that what I was doing was perfectly legal activity. The drone's under 250 grams.
And the
I've got
court will look at that
I've
and
got my
think, "Do you know
operator
what?
ID with on the
We
drone."
would do exactly the same if we were
Okay.
police officers.
When she came up and interrupted me from flying the drone, I said to her, "I'm flying an aircraft. Give me a minute and I'll
What about
land
all
it." And I
these
landed it
private
straight away. Did I
windows
not?
around here?
There you go then.
What about all these
So I know what I'm talking about.
What about all these
Yous don't.
private
You haven't
windows?
got a clue.
What about all these private
Where's my
windows
ID?
around here?
Let me go.
You're going to get your ID in a second.
What about all the private
reason
windows?
Sorry. The reason that you were stopped isn't because you're flying the drone.
Yes, it was.
No,
It's on camera.
it's not.
Well, so what is it then?
Let me
Oh my
finish.
God.
Let me
You're not
finish.
listening.
So I says to you, if I go out the pavement and fly my drone from there, is that okay? And you went, no. Is that not what I said? Is that not what I said? Is that not what I said? If that's the case, I'll go out on the pavement over there and I'll bring the drone back up and put it back over your building.
Why would you do that when we've just explained the reasons why?
Is that not what I said?
You're clearly not going to let
No,
me
because you're chatting nonsense.
I'm not.
You're havering.
You're not free to stay because this is.
Why am I not? If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay.
This is private
Okay,
property.
so
You are
close it
not
off
free to
then. I've got an
stay.
implied right of access.
No, you
No, you
don't.
haven't.
Section
You don't
33 of the
live
Criminal
in the
Justice
area
Act,
over there.
1972, gives me an implied right of access here.
The key fact is simple. Police stations are public-facing buildings, and their car parks are often meant for visitors. Unless there are clear signs or physical barriers restricting entry, the public has an implied right of access under the Criminal Justice Act 1972. Declaring it private without proof or signage doesn't change that. The officer's claim showed a poor grasp of the law, while the auditor was right to stand firm and cite the legislation. Public areas of police property don't magically become private just because an officer says so.
It's a public car park. For all you know, I could have a car in here.
It's not a public car park.
But why is it open to the public?
Because I've told
Where does
you.
it say no
Sir,
entry?
I've told
Where
you.
is your
You have to
gate?
have emergency
Jog
access
on.
for the
See you
residents
later.
of
You're going to leave before I do.
You please go now.
Or else what?
Otherwise, I will use usable force to escort you off the private property.
And if you do that, that's fine. I will not resist. I will not fight back. But then you'll have another civil claim.
No, because it will be reasonable.
Do you want a bet? Listen, 100%.
You're so angry.
Because look at the state office. These have used Section 43 illegally to stop and search me
At the
illegally.
very beginning. If that was me...
Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff.
you
Put
take
it
your
back.
drone, please?
No, put it back on the floor.
Right,
We'll
we're
take it.
going.
We'll take it
Come on,
this side then.
we're going to leave. We're going, sir. Thank
No,
you.
you-
Right,
so
using
reasonable force,
to escort
yeah.
you off private property.
It's not private property. Who
It
owns
is
the police?
private
Who pays
property.
for the police?
Not you.
No, actually I do. My taxes pay for the police.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on the pavement and I'm going to lift my drone up there. Then what? Then what are you going to do? I'm now on public, aren't I? So I stand on the pavement. What are you going to do then?
Please go.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, you can stay here, but you're not flying your drone over the...
Do you want to bet? Do you want to bet?
Yes.
After detaining and searching him under the Terrorism Act, you'd think the officers would admit their mistake and let it go. But even after proving the auditor had done nothing wrong, they doubled down. You can stay, but you're not flying your drone over the premises. That's not law. That's stubbornness. Their authority had already collapsed when the detention proved baseless, and trying to ban a perfectly legal drone flight afterward only made them look petty and desperate to save face.
You think that?
You're being very rude.
What
very
law,
obnoxious.
what power are you going to try and enforce then to stop me flying my drone? Perfectly legally. You don't even know the legislation. You've not got a clue.
Well, why are you being like this?
Because you've illegally stopped and searched me under 43
It's
Terrorism Act.
absolute common sense.
It's not common sense.
Cannot fly
Listen.
a drone over a government
Let me
building
just-
because of security
Let me
reasons.
just
all I
inform
know,
you something.
you could
See,
be
you keep
going
talking
back
over me, you
to-
muppet. Shut up. Shut up. How about
You
that?
could be
Shut your
going
mouth.
back
Shut
to
up.
a terrorist
Shut up.
organisation, for
Shut
all
up.
I know,
Okay.
to give them
Okay.
information about certain buildings.
So do you suspect
So
me
it
of being a
makes
terrorist?
perfect
Do
sense.
you suspect me of being a terrorist?
Well, maybe.
Do you? You've already
Yes.
searched me. Did I allay your fears?
Maybe, because
Maybe.
you're adamant that you want to put your drone
Yeah,
above the...
I am adamant because it's perfectly legal activity.
Suggesting the auditor might hand drone footage to a terrorist group is laughable when Google Earth and Street View already provide high-resolution images of nearly every building in the UK. Pretending consumer drone poses some unique risk is irrational. The irony is glaring. Official platforms offer far more detail than any lone auditor ever could. This isn't about security. It's about officers scrambling to defend a mistake by inventing far-fetched scenarios instead of admitting they were wrong.
Well, you're going the wrong way about this.
Is it? Well, you don't want to listen.
You're
I
going
tried showing
to
you.
end up going into a cell.
That's fine, mate. And then I'll have you done for false imprisonment. And the CPS will turn and say we've nothing to charge him with. Because they'll know the legislation and they'll say what he was doing was perfectly legal. So lock me up. I want you to. Because at the end of the day, it is you that will suffer when the professional standards... Yeah, 100% it will. Professional standards will come knocking.
We are just doing our jobs.
No, you're not. You're abusing the legislation, sir. What part of Section 43... You've still not answered the question I asked ages ago. What part of Section 43 doesn't allow me to fly a drone?
You can fly a drone.
Right, so you just told me I
Absolutely
can't.
fine, but over a government building...
Right, so what part of legislation says I can't
It's
do
a
that?
security
Tell
risk.
me the legislation.
It's a security risk.
Wait, is your building secure?
Yes.
Well, then you've not got a problem then, have you?
No, up there,
so,
no.
so what do you think my drone's going to do up there?
If the officer truly believed the building wasn't secure from the air, then planes, helicopters, and every passing aircraft will be a problem too. Clearly, this concern only exists because a drone is in the auditor's hands. Buildings aren't designed to be skyproof, so claiming the drone makes it insecure is nothing more than an excuse to cling to control. Instead of admitting there was no real threat, the officers scrambled for new arguments, grasping at straws to stop the flight, even if it means making claims that don't add up.
You could be mapping it for a terrorist organisation,
Right,
for all I know.
do you own the airspace?
You could be
Do you
mapping
own the
it for a
airspace?
Are you mapping it for a terrorist organisation?
Who owns the airspace?
Are you mapping it for a
Stop
terrorist
chatting
organisation?
nonsense, man.
Well, you're chatting
Use
nonsense
your
to
common
me.
sense. You said it to
You
me.
use your common
Why are you
sense.
shouting at me, public servant?
Why are you shouting at
Wind your
me?
neck in. Wind your neck in. Jog on, go and do your job.
Sir.
Yeah, you don't
I
like
am
it.
gonna do my
You
job.
don't like
I'm
it.
gonna ask you to move
no,
on.
I'm free to go. I'm free to stay. How about that?
No.
Yes,
Jog on.
It's a public
You jog
place.
on.
You jog on. See you later.
We have been nothing but nice
You've
to you.
just abused
You're the one who's been
Section
rude and
43.
obnoxious.
You've abused Section 43 of the legislation,
Sir.
and she felt me up.
I didn't fill you
Off
up.
you
I'm the
go.
one that
Shut up.
searched you, okay? So if you're going to have a problem...
See you later, Muppet. Told you would leave before me.
So-
Bye.
Well, I'm not taking a minute there.
Well, you see ya.
Okay.
Bye.
You have a lovely
See
day.
ya.
Thank you for your time.
From start to finish, this encounter was a disaster. After wrongly detaining the auditor under the Terrorism Act, the officers refused to admit their mistake. Instead, they doubled down, banning a legal drone flight and even floating the absurd idea that he might be feeding intel to terrorists. That claim is laughable when Google Earth already provides detailed images of the same buildings. The low point came when the auditor pulled up the official CAA website to prove his rights, only for the officer to dismiss it as just any website and confess he didn't even know what the CAA was. How can you enforce drone laws without knowing the regulator? In the end, this wasn't about safety, it was about saving face. And that's exactly why audits matter. They expose overreach, challenge misconceptions, and remind us authority doesn't equal being right. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely check out the Laughing Auditor, link below. Show him some support. Thanks for watching.